Chapter 1. No, Chapter 2. God damn it. The Death Note. A notebook which causes people whose names are written within to die. Light Yagami, the teenager who decided to use this notebook as means to purge the world of evil. And Ryuk, the Shinigami, the original owner of the notebook, who seems content to act as spectator as Light pursues his project. I gotta say, you're really dedicated to the... I don't have time to waste, Ryuk. I only have a few hours a day to write names into the notebook between getting home from school and going to bed. It's important that I stay at the top of my class, so I can't sleep in class. I have to do all my homework for both school and my prep course, but I need to get enough sleep, because if I don't, it will affect my health and my concentration. I'm ridding the world of evil and creating a utopia. No matter how much time I have, it won't be enough. Chapter 2, L. AG8 Summit. A meeting of the International Criminal Police Organization, CIPD. 52 in the past week, and that's just those we know about, every single one of them from cardiac arrest. All of the victims are criminals, either being pursued by the police or already behind bars. We may assume that more wanted criminals whose whereabouts are unknown have died as well, in which case the death toll would be well over 100. But they're all violent criminals who deserve the death penalty. Several times over is a earlier great concern who just said that it is totally irresponsible view. That's why violent criminals or death row inmates, if someone kills them, it's murder. But hasn't it been verified that it's murder? How could more than 100 heart attacks be a coincidence? Of course it's murder. Who could possibly murder that many people over such a wide area, virtually simultaneously? We believe that it's a carefully orchestrated mass assassination carried out by a large organisation. The only large organisation capable of pulling something off like that, I believe, would be the CIA or the FBI. I dare you to say that again. Now. Please refrain from jokes in the questionable taste. With so many criminals dying out pride as police, it's not a question of pride. I have to say it's a problem if we have condemned criminals dying before the sentence is carried out. Why don't we first ascertain whether this is really murder or just a coincidence? But the coroner's response for every single one of them says cardiac arrest, cause unknown. You can't track down a murderer when the cause of death is a heart attack. It'd be one thing if they had a knife sticking out of them. How about putting it to a vote? I think we have no choice. This is another one for L. L. What's that, Chief? That's right, this is your first Interpol meeting. Nobody knows L's real name or whereabouts, or even what he looked like. But he can solve any case, no matter what it is. I suppose you could call him a salute. No, well, anyway, nobody knows who he is, but he has solved countless unsolved cases so far, so you might say he's our trump card, our ace in the hole, something like that. But they say L only gets involved in cases that he's interested in. If not, forget it. That's right. And anyway, we have no way of contacting L is already on the move. L has begun investigating this case for some reason. Watari. Huh? Watari? There's another Japanese here. He is with us. Watari is the only known person who can contact L, but nobody knows who he really is either. Silence, please. You will now hear L speak. Good afternoon. This is L. The case before us is unprecedented in scope and difficulty, and is a monstrous crime of mass murder that must be stopped at all costs. In order to solve it, I request the full cooperation of the police worldwide with a resolution to that effect passed at the Interpol meeting today. Man, I'm like glued to the news these days. Yeah, me too. It's crazy all the criminals dropping dead like that. It's kind of scary but pretty cool. I mean, they totally deserved it. But now, we can't do anything bad anymore. I know. I did some shoplifting back in grad school, and I'm freaking out about it. It's gotta be the cops, right? Who else could it be? The cops couldn't pull it off. It's gotta be some superhero brigade, like X-Men or something. Well, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Be good, dude. You seem to be enjoying this light. Not really, Ryuk. I'm home. Hello, dear. Because I leave the death note here at home. Until I see this when I'm at school or just anywhere, I can't relax. Check this out, Ryuk. People already putting up websites. The Legend of Kira, the Savior. Why are the world's criminals being eliminated one by one? Because Lord Kira has returned. Returned. Lord Kira is a messenger from hell who will not suffer the persecution of evil in this world. Beware, you may only enter the site if you believe in the Lord Kira's resurrection. Kira. I don't really like how it obviously comes from the word killer, but that's what people all over the world already know me as. All you have to do is Google Kira and you find tons of sites like this. Media reporters still only refer to this as the series of mysterious deaths among violent criminals, but people all over the world already feel that it's someone passing righteous judgment on them. This is what human beings are like, Ryuk. Stay in school, we have a discussion in class. There's no way the subject would be it's alright to kill someone evil. But let's just say let's say that was the subject, everyone would act all virtuous and say no, it's wrong to kill anybody. And of course that would be the proper response. People need to maintain that kind of facade in public. But this is what they really think. Cowards. Nobody will acknowledge my existence openly. But out on the anonymous internet, Kira rules here. Kira rules, he's all over the place. People know they won't come out and say it, but they know someone is killing off the bad guys. Those with clean consciences are cheering Kira on in their hearts, while the guilty are living in fear, waiting for judgment to strike them. This is great. It's going exactly the way I planned. We are interrupting this program to bring you a live global television broadcast from the Interpol, with Japanese police voice over by Instrumentor Yosho Anderson. I am Lind L. Taylor, more commonly known as L, the sole person able to mobilize the police in every country worldwide. What the hell? Special Investigation Headquarters for Criminal Victims Mass Murder Case. Here we go. So this is L, but he's never shown his face before, right? I guess that's how serious he is about the case. Alright, L, we've been giving you our full cooperation. Now let's see you prove what you said at the Interpol meeting. L. Interpol has passed a resolution promising you their full cooperation. Good. I strongly request the cooperation of the Japanese police in particular. What? But why Japan? Whether this is being carried out by a group or an individual, it's highly probable that they are Japanese, and if not Japanese, that they are in Japan. But how? How can, on what evidence? Why Japan? I think I'll be able to show you very soon in a direct conversation with the killer. I therefore request that the investigation be headquartered in Japan. Right. God. Is this going to be direct confrontation he was talking about? What's he planning? Let's watch and find out. Criminals have been the target of a serial killing spree, which has turned into the biggest mass murder case in history. This monstrous crime must be stopped at all costs. Kira, as they prefer, perpetrator is commonly known, will be caught, and I guarantee it. He guarantees you'll be caught. More like more on like hell I'll be caught for. I've got the death note. See, without this notebook you don't have any proof. None. There's no way you can catch me. I was so ready for this. The police, this guy, I knew this would happen. Kid, I think I've got a pretty good idea why you're doing this, but what you're doing is evil. Me, evil. I am righteous. I am the hero who's liberating people from fear. I am the savior who's going to be like a god of this perfect new world. Those who try to fight me, they are the ones who are truly evil. You are too stupid, L. If you'd been smarter, this could have gotten interesting. Lind L. Taylor. Police worldwide have launched a coordination investigation. Now we'll see what happens to those who offend Lord Kira. The whole world watching L. 20 seconds to go. 10, 3, 2, 1, 0. I don't believe it. That was an experiment to test a hunch I had, but I never really thought, Kira, you can actually kill people without direct contact, wasn't it? So my hunch was, I couldn't believe it until I just saw it with my own eyes. But you have to, of course it didn't make sense otherwise. Listen to me, Kira, if you just killed Lind L. Taylor, the man you saw on your TV, he was a condemned criminal scheduled to die today. That wasn't me. His arrest and conviction were kept secret from the media and went unreported, even on the internet. Even you had no way of knowing about him. He got you there. But I, L, do in fact exist, so come on, kill me if you can. What are you waiting for? He's really upping the stakes here. Is he crazy? He's going to die. Come on, go ahead and kill me. I'm still here, can't you do it, Kira? What is this? It's Kira versus L. You mean Kira really exists? Who is L? I've heard of Kira, but it's a murderer. Live on TV, creepy. Evidently, you weren't able to kill me. How far down? The one whose breathing the biggest sigh of relief right now is L. So there are people you can't kill, and that's a valuable clue. Now I'll give you some information in return. Although it was announced that this was being televised globally, actually it was only being broadcast in the Kanto region of Japan, around Tokyo. The plan was to broadcast live to other areas in town, but that's no longer necessary. You're in the Kanto region of Japan, Kira. It's pretty sharp, this L. And although the police have missed this, your first victim was the Shinjuku killer who took 8 people hostage in a nursery school. His crime, when compared to those of the notorious murderers who died of a heart attack, was not very serious. However, this case was reported only in Japan, nowhere else. And that was all the information I needed. I knew, Kira, that you were in Japan, and that was your first victim. Was nothing but a guinea pig for your testing powers. We broadcast first to Kanto because it has the largest regional population in... Yeah? Okay. In the country that you happen to be... that was pure luck. I didn't expect it to work so accordingly. How much more do I have? Not that much. I didn't expect it to work so accordingly, but now I dare say, not too long before I sent you to that. Well, this is pretty amazing. Indeed. He's proven that Kira exists, that he can kill from afar. Kira, it would seem interesting to me greatly to know that you can carry out your murders, but that is something I could find out after I catch you. Send me to die, he says. Oh, Kira, I'm going to find you and dispose of you if it's the last thing I do. I'm righteous. Till we meet again, Kira. So you're both trying to find someone you know nothing about, not their name, face, or anything else, and whoever is found out first is that humans are alright. I'll win. I'm watching this contest to the bitter end.